In vitro fertilization. Many children are created, but few are born. Couples suffering from infertility seek help from fertility clinics. But fertility clinics seem to focus primarily not on restoring natural function, but on replacing the natural process with in vitro fertilization. So how does in vitro fertilization work? Well, step one is to hyperstimulate the mother's ovaries to produce several eggs at once. One lab reports that women under the age of 35 will produce, on average, 8.1 eggs each, which are harvested with minor surgery. Step two is to mix mom's eggs with dad's sperm. On average, 6.6 of the 8.1 eggs will be fertilized. And so if we have 152 couples going through this process with women under the age of 35, they will have produced a total of 1,003 embryos, 1,003 children. The next step is for the embryos to be observed in vitro, that is, in glass outside the body, for 3 to 5 days. Only 623 will survive in vitro even 3 days to become 8-cell embryos. 380 will die. The next step is to transfer embryos to the mom's uterus. On average, each of our 152 women will have 2 embryos transferred to her uterus, so 304 are transferred, and the remaining 319 are frozen for possible future use. Of the 304 transferred to mom's uterus, 211 will die in the womb, and 93 will be born. Of the 319 frozen embryos, perhaps 182 will eventually be thawed, and 137 will remain frozen indefinitely. Of those who are thawed, 18 will die upon thawing, and the surviving embryos will be transferred to mom's uterus. Of those transferred, 116 will die in the womb, and 48 will be born. So let's look at what has happened to our 1,003 children who were created. 398 have died outside the womb. 327 have died in the womb. 137 children remain frozen indefinitely, and only 141 children have been born. Let's look at the total numbers for the U.S., including all age groups of women and the use of donor eggs. I estimate that roughly 575,000 embryos are being created each year in the U.S. with in vitro fertilization. And of those, over 200,000 are dying outside the womb. Over 200,000 are dying in the womb. 65,300 children were born in the U.S. through IVF cycles begun in 2012. And about 81,000 of those created each year are estimated to remain frozen. Here's another way to look at the national data. For every 100 children created, 38 die outside the womb, 36 die in the womb, 14 remain frozen, and only 11 are born. Human life begins at conception. We believe that every child is created by God in His image, and that every child deserves nurturing and protection. We want people to know about the tremendous loss of life that is happening with in vitro fertilization. We want people to know that children are being treated as property, not people. The extra embryos are considered disposable byproducts in the production of a few wanted children. And we want people to know that NaPro Technology is a moral alternative for infertile couples. What is NaPro Technology? It is a woman's health science that works with the natural reproductive system. It is safer, less expensive, and gets better results. This is a chart from the NaPro Technology textbook, illustrating the superior results obtained with NaPro Technology on the left in different colors and IVF on the right in purple. More recent results with in vitro fertilization are higher than the ones in this chart, but they're still clearly inferior to the results obtained with NaPro Technology. For more information, see our website at christianvoicesforlife.org.